store, and many of you guys picked up on this. Maybe we should try for another one. I had actually like just had a conversation with him that weekend, and we had just decided that we were going to start trying. So that was already a few months ago, if that puts a time frame on it for you guys of when that kind of all started. So we've been trying, and it has not happened right away like it did with Mia. It's taken a couple months, and I finally got pregnant this month, and I was so incredibly excited because if you guys are new to the channel, you might not know this. Before I had Kylie, I had an ectopic pregnancy. Like the first time I ever got pregnant, I had an ectopic pregnancy, and it was really scary and like the worst thing that could have happened for a first time pregnancy ever, in my opinion. And I actually shared all about that in a video that I did really early at the beginning of my channel, which I will link down below for you guys if you're interested in watching that. But yeah, so I had an ectopic pregnancy, and then I had Kylie, and then when we started trying for Mia, I actually had a miscarriage right before we got pregnant with Mia. So I've had 2 pregnancy losses thus far, which has really made me a nervous kind of person every time I get pregnant, because I'm kind of like, I don't know what's gonna happen. And because I've already had one ectopic, it actually predisposes you to potentially having another one. So basically every time I get pregnant now, I have to go to the doctor's office to get blood work drawn to make sure that my HCG levels are rising appropriately, because if they're not, that could indicate that there's an ectopic. So I got pregnant, and I was taking P-stick tests every day, and they were getting darker, and I was like, this is a good sign. I'm really excited about this. And we weren't actually planning on saying anything to you guys until I was in my second trimester. But things are not going according to plan, and I'm actually not even sure what's happening. I'll explain in just a second. So we decided to just go ahead and share with you guys anyway, because if I do end up having a miscarriage, then we would share with you anyway. So I was like, there's not really a point in keeping it a secret, and honestly, it's really, really hard for me to keep that kind of thing hidden and just pretend like everything's okay on the vlog. Like, I cannot. I wear my emotions on my sleeve sometimes. I just put makeup on too. I didn't think I was gonna cry. It's not easy. Okay, so I'm really sorry that this is the start of today's vlog. Maybe I should have done a video by itself. I need to get a tissue, hold on. Okay, so basically what's been happening is I went in for that first round of blood work, and actually, just as a little side note, if all of this turns out okay somehow, then I have footage of all of this stuff that I will make a whole video and put it together for you guys. But for now, I'm just kind of keeping it off to the side. But basically how this has gone down so far, I went to the doctor, got my blood drawn, the initial readings came back great, and then I went 2 days later to make sure that they were appropriately doubling like they're supposed to be. And the numbers weren't doubling. They barely even went up by 100 points. And it should have been like 300 points that they went up by. I was devastated because I was like, oh gosh, this is happening all over again. It's either ectopic or I'm going to miscarry, one or the other. And I was a mess for like 2 days. And that was right around the time that I told you guys in that vlog that something was going on. The doctor said she wanted me to come back in a week for more blood work just to see what was going on. And that was kind of right before we left for Colorado Springs that I went and did that. And so the numbers came back while we were in Colorado Springs, and found out that they had gone up significantly, but not like fully doubling like they were supposed to. And so the nurses that I was talking to were like, this is actually a good sign, because we feel like there's a good chance it's not ectopic. Usually we don't see numbers that are this high and stuff, and your progesterone looks great. So it's probably not ectopic, but we can't say for sure until you have an ultrasound. But your numbers have to be like a certain number before we'll see anything at all. I had an ultrasound scheduled for after we got back from Colorado Springs, because they felt like by then the numbers should have been high enough. So I went to the doctor on Tuesday, and I had an ultrasound, and baby is not ectopic. Baby is right where he or she is supposed to be, but baby is really, really small still, so they can't even see a heartbeat. The baby was actually only measuring 5 weeks and 5 days, which was a couple of days behind where they thought I should be. So either my ovulation date was a little later than it was supposed to be, or baby is just measuring behind and there's no heartbeat yet because things aren't developing appropriately. And basically that's where I'm at right now. Like, I'm really scared that I'm going to miscarry again. I've had a little bit of spotting the last couple of days too, but for me, that's actually normal in pregnancy. Like, I spot during pregnancies, like just all the time during the first trimester, but I also spotted with my miscarriage. So that's not really like a hint either way for me as to what is actually happening. So I'm literally just in limbo right now. I have no idea what's going on. I have another ultrasound scheduled for May 11th, which feels like an eternity away. So I'll be at least 7 weeks by that point. If they don't see a heartbeat on that ultrasound, then we'll know that it's not happening. So I just basically have to wait until then. I want this baby so badly, and so does Mike, and it's hard. It's really hard. So if I miscarry, this will be my 3rd pregnancy loss, and I really hope that I don't. So that's what's going on. So I'm officially 6 weeks pregnant right now. And again, here, I'll show you, cover up some of my info here, but here's baby. If baby stays with us, that's the beginning. I don't know. I guess I just wanted you guys to know, like I said, because I would have shared this with you anyway, regardless of what happens. So I didn't feel like I needed to keep it a secret anymore at this point. I already have serious pregnancy bloating going on. Like I look a couple of months pregnant already, and like my belly, I have like a tiny little food baby bump going on, and it would be really hard to hide from you guys in the vlogs. So I just figured whatever. So that's what's going on. Obviously I'll keep you guys updated as anything happens, as we find anything out. All right, enough of the down news. We're gonna try to keep things happy and positive for today's vlog because the girls are so excited about all of the summertime stuff that we're gonna do today. And I think we're gonna start out by going to get some donuts. So let's go.
They couldn't even bring it to the table. They just dug right in.
Is this your happy donut dance? Oh, Mia's doing a happy donut dance too. I don't even remember when the last time was that we went and got Dunkin' Donuts for two reasons. One, just because we don't do it very often, and B, because it's so far away, but it's so good.
Number 1 is letter B.
Wait, what? Should I say 1 and B? I don't even notice these things.
Hey, you know the girls both were like talking about they kept calling this a flower dress that I'm wearing because my board shorts have flowers on them.
Like Mia's flower dress? Kylie has a mermaid dress on.
Those are supposed to be scales?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Messy eater too.
Messy eater too?
You guys are both messy eaters.
This is Sissy and Mommy. Sissy will get to do it, but okay.
I'm trying to put sunscreen on Mia, and this is what happens every time. She like loses it. I'm sorry.
But if you can't see him still, he's right there, that little weird dot, and that's the spot for the weeds.
Daddy's beginning the start of our
Dandelion.
annual garden work. Man, that's a lot of weeds. Holy cow.
Little dandelion.
Now you have 2 supervisors.
Great. Alright.
You got some too? Cool. Got the girls some gardening gloves in preparation for when we set up our garden here pretty soon.
But in the meantime, we're just using them for weeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta try to get them from the root. I know it's kind of hard to dig deep down. You gotta pull the root out or it'll just keep growing back.
So speaking of gardening, we're planning to put a raised bed garden probably somewhere in this area right here. We feel like that's kind of like a good out of the way area from the rest of the play space over here. Mike wanted to put it over there, but I was like, there's gonna be bees like flying into the house while they're playing in it. I don't want that. So we're gonna have it right over here, I think, kind of like tucked away.
And Dr. Roots Willis.
Yeah, good. We want the roots.
And then our composter over here is doing pretty good. This side is curing, so you can see it's all like brown and stuff. And then this side is the side we're adding to right now, and it's pretty gross in there. We'll just close that. We're gonna play with the water in a little bit once Daddy's done mowing the lawn. And now Mike is dethatching, getting rid of all the dead grass that's left over from last season that's stuck in there.
Help the water and
It's like
nutrients reach the...
it's like fermentation for your grass. Mia, what are you doing over here? We're not turning on the water yet, girlfriend. We gotta get in our bathing suits first. You're thirsty? Oh, I'll get you water, baby. Here you go, baby. Nice ice cold water. Here you go. And for you. Alright, here, sir.
Sir?
Ice in.
You gotta put ice in there because it's so hot out.
I put in the playhouse for the sake of what's going up.
Good idea.
It says grass snippings in the butt.
You're right. I remembered from our compost book that we got. I'll show it to you guys later. That grass clippings is one of the things you can put in the compost. Just a little bit of it, because otherwise it'll be too full. This side has been particularly wet, so I could use it. Now,
Watermelon.
I see the watermelons on your bathing suit. This used to be Kylie's. I just pulled it out of the closet for her. This is the slip and slide Mike got at Costco 2 weeks ago.
Snagged it early while it was still snowing out because we saw it last year and it like instantly sold out. And then I was calling every Costco in Colorado and they're like, nope, those are all gone. Those sell out in the first day and we never get them restocked. So
Mike came home triumphantly with it. He was like,
I
look
think it
what
was like
I got.
snowing the day that I got back with it. I'm like, you know what? We got it for when it warms up.
And the
like
best part,
today,
it's supposed to snow on Monday. This weather's nuts. I think Daddy has gone to get a rope. Oh, there he is. He's getting a rope to tie to the boogie board so that we can kind of like pull the girl, since clearly Mia can't do it yet, but Kylie's having some difficulties. right, we're having burgers for lunch.
Don't you know it?
We felt like it was a summer kind of lunch afternoon. There's birds at our bird feeder.
Butterfly. So butterfly.
You saw a butterfly? Oh my goodness. I actually got a butterfly kit for the girls so that we can like grow them and release them ourselves, but I've been waiting for the weather to be actually like consistently nice, because I think you're not supposed to do it unless the weather stays above 70 degrees.
When it's not snowing
and it's
randomly?
supposed to snow on Monday. Like, even though the weather's gorgeous today, it's supposed to snow on Monday, so I think we gotta wait a little longer. Kylie's gotten surprisingly good at doing this. Whee! Alright, we're letting the slip and slide dry out, and Daddy set up a soccer goal for Kylie and for Mia, but mostly Kylie because she's the one that loves to kick the ball around these days. Daddy's gonna show off his skills apparently. Whoa! Okay, good thing you staked that down.
Do some drills, alright? Daddy's gonna take the ball. You're gonna run down that side of the field. I'm gonna center it to you, and you're gonna shoot the goal, okay? Ready? Here we go. Pass. And then you kick it in. Hey!
Whee! And because I know somebody is going to ask, no, we're not enrolling Kylie in a soccer league at all.
Yeah, we are.
Until she's older, and if she's interested and she asks, then we will. But for now, it's just an at-home hobby. Go ahead, shoot a goal, Mia.
Shoot.
What? Go! Okay, so we are back inside officially. Believe it or not, it is actually dinner time already. So we're all just like pooped for being outside for that long in the sun. I actually didn't put enough sunscreen on and I burned myself, so now I'm like chilly. We're just sitting here. The girls just had something to eat. Mike and I just had something to eat. We're watching Tumbleleaf actually, because the girls haven't had any screen time at all today. So we're just taking it easy, winding down. And actually, I'm not even watching Tumbleleaf. I'm crocheting Mia's blanket. But yeah, I can't believe the whole day is gone already. It feels like it went by like that. And in probably about, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes, the girls are gonna go upstairs and take a bath, and they're gonna go to bed.
Girls are coming downstairs. As you guys can see, stairs are still a work in progress. I feel like these are my girls coming down for like prom night or something. Oh, look at you guys.
She's wearing one of Kylie's old nightgowns.
Oh, baby girl. You trying to chomp on me with your alligator?
What's the alligator?
He's just a funny alligator.
He's a snack as well.
Kylie, what you got going on?
That's what saying done.
Whoa, did you do this?
Actually, mommy did that.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
Did that part. Well, some of it, yeah. Hey, we gotta teach Sissy what we used to do for the end of the vlog before you guys would go to bed all the time. What'd you used to say, Kylie?
Night, YouTube.
All right, Mia, ready? Can you say, good night, YouTube?
Good night, YouTube.
All right, so the girls are in bed. I am insanely tired, but I have to go work on my book after this, so I do not get an early night as much as I want one.
And we're both sunburned.
And we're both sunburned. I mentioned that earlier. The girls were fine, but I definitely didn't put enough on myself. So, but anyway, so for today's What's Happening question, we picked the one from Hope Dushenko. What are your opinions on risky play, and do you allow your girls to take risks outdoors, and does it make you anxious? I let the girls do a lot of risky things when we're outside. Like, Kylie's very into climbing trees, climbing all over everything for that matter, and then because Mia sees Kylie doing it all the time, Mia wants to imitate her, and it's really stressful sometimes to like sit on my hands and watch, but I will let them do it. With that said, if I see a potential for one of them to get seriously injured, like for example, if Kylie is climbing a little too high in the tree, then I will conveniently kind of position myself where I can kind of spot without touching her, so that if something were to happen that I'm there and she's not going to fall and break her arm or whatever. Or for example, like Mia likes to crawl up along that like retaining wall that we have in our backyard that's kind of like terraced. She likes to climb up them because Kylie does it all the time. But there have definitely been a couple of times where I was like kind of worried she might, she's kind of clumsy still, like that she might take a misstep off the edge and then fall and break an arm or a leg. And so I always move over and like kind of stand there while she's doing it just in case. And there have definitely been a couple of times where she almost fell off the wall, and I was glad that I was there. So like I'll let them do it, but I will spot to make sure that they're not like getting seriously injured. On the flip side of that, there are definitely times where like I can see that they're getting ready to fall off their bike, or like they're running and they're probably going to trip and fall, and I will just straight up let it happen, because I'm like, I kind of feel like they have to learn through their own experience why they shouldn't be running. Like I can't be there to save them every 5 seconds of the day. So I guess what I'm getting at is, if I think it's going to only be like a small minor injury, if something were to happen, I'll let it happen, but I will prevent them from getting seriously injured always. I think risky play is a good thing. I think that they should engage in risky play, and it's part of childhood. Our parents let us run amok outside. Like they didn't even know
play all day, every day.
They didn't even know where we were half the time. Like I was like halfway across town with my friends. Granted, I lived in a small town, but I was like halfway across town. My mom had no idea where I was because I didn't have a cell phone back then. So I'm like, I feel like in today's day and age, we're a lot more like helicopter parenting.
Yeah,
Like
for
we're so
sure.
much more worried. So I do make sure that I allow them to engage in appropriate risky play. He's much more of a worry wart than I
Yeah,
am.
I used to find myself just like hovering over both of them a little way too much, and
A little way too much.
It really took you being like, chill out, they're kids, and like seeing them take a couple tumbles and
Yeah.
pop right back up and be, you know, totally cool. That helped me understand that, like, yeah, when I was a kid, I was just falling in asphalt, like scraping up, you know, the side of my leg, and like, I don't know.
It's life
Yeah,
experience.
and I guess you know, think being reminded of those experiences kind of helped me realize that, hey, these kids are going to be kids, and obviously if there's anything that's like, you know, that could seriously endanger them, we'd step in and
Yeah.
prevent that from happening. But like, other than that, like, yeah, I think we just let them be themselves, and
They need to be free to be children.
yeah.
That's our philosophy, I think,
Yeah.
overall. So if you guys have any questions for next week's What's Happening, then put them in the comments down below. But other than that, that's going to be it for today's vlog.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
We'll see you next time.
Good night.